welcome to the meeting today. We're just excited to hear a little bit more about your experience at CCIR. And so, can you start us off by introducing yourself a little bit?
Yeah, so thanks for having me. I'm Natalie. A little bit about myself is I'm located in Bay Area, California, and I'm currently a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, so tell us a little about, your subject area of interest and also which program you took at CCIR.
Yeah, so the program I took is with Dr. Tom Hafen, and it's the Marketing Management and Brand Strategy in Digital Age. So a little bit about my personal project. I personally did a brand analysis on Tesla. So my project title is Tesla's Marketing and Branding Strategy Analysis. And so through this project, I analyzed literature reviews, gathered numerical data, and conducted my own primary research as well on the brand Tesla, which, as most know, is a relatively new EV automaker compared to some of the other automaker brands in the industry. And it was founded in Palo Alto, California, and now headquartered in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, so um, I really want to dive into the details of your project. And so before we do that, can we set the stage a little bit by, sort of telling us a little bit about whether or not you went into the program already with this idea for your research project, or did you go in, expecting to just learn about, marketing in general first?
Yeah, so I would say I've always had a very large interest in the fields of business and social sciences. I'm always very intrigued with psychology, humanities, economics. I'm currently studying AP microeconomics and I'm self-studying it for the test. And so part of this derives from my personal interest. And I also did debate for several years. So I've always been very intrigued by social issues around the world, politics, and economics. And so I would say going into this project, I've always been interested in these fields, but definitely I learned a lot more than I expected. And this topic was so unique in the fact that we really analyze a lot about the world today and the digital age. And I think brand strategy in general is so unique and it's so important for building a unique brand and a powerful brand that can sustain in the long run. And so, yeah, I would say I definitely had knowledge of what I was going into, but this project, I ended up learning a lot more than I expected.
So, how did you go from, I guess, brand strategy, marketing in general, to specifically looking at Tesla?
So it really started off with Dr. Tom Hafen telling us about more on what we were doing about this project. And so he specifically guided us to create a project about marketing and branding strategy analysis and pick a specific brand. But I would say concluding to the brand of Tesla, which I think um, is a very hot topic in news today. I would say it's partially because I have a very big interest in technological brands. And I was definitely more fascinated with Tesla just because it grew from just a small startup not even 2 decades ago to now being one of the biggest EV brands in the industry, competing with other brands globally. I think it was very unique to choose Tesla. And I think I was also fascinated with how Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, had so many other businesses such as Neuralink and SpaceX. I think that Tesla would definitely be more interesting in comparison to some of the other brands in the industry.
Hmm. And then how were you able to incorporate not only, I know you mentioned literature review, as well as the firsthand research you mentioned. So what was that like? And how did you get access to firsthand research?
Yeah, so I would say, so this project was an immersion experience, but even me myself, I was so fascinated with this brand. And I definitely think that aside from literature reviews, it was important to go to the Tesla dealership myself. And so I ended up going to one located near my house, and I interviewed over around, I would say, 20 people, including salespeople and potential customers in the dealership. And so with that said, I was able to gain a lot more perspectives on what other people thought about this brand. And this was particularly helpful in my research for gathering the market segmentation of Tesla. So, seeing what type of audience really resonated with this brand, what type of people didn't like this brand and why, and areas for growth. And so, interviewing people definitely helped me understand other perspectives and ideas of how people thought about this brand and why or why not they would purchase.
That's so interesting. You're almost doing a market research from an in-house perspective, right?
Yeah,
Really looking at,
definitely.
yeah, really looking at consumer feedback. And I'm wondering what the role of Dr. Hafen and also the TA was in, assisting you throughout your exploration.
So the class was super fun and super informative. So every week with the lecture with Dr. Tom Hafen, he would basically guide us through various topics. So some of these topics included market segmentation and with various subsections such as psychographic, geographic, and demographic. He also talked about other topics such as the value proposition of a brand, the right to win versus their competitors, brand identity and equity, the list goes on. There's pricing strategies, retail environment. And so it was very informative because he would guide us through these lectures. He would also provide examples of real life brands that he himself has worked with, and also other brands that particularly stood out in different industries. And so he would then assign us with some assignments to do regarding what we learned in class, and also that would help me tie in what we learned with my brand specifically. And with the TA sessions, he would also further guide us through our project. He would guide us on how to write a research paper, to giving us lectures to what makes a powerful presentation, for example. And so I think CCIR with my mentor and my TA, they really guided me through all of the aspects of writing a research paper to presenting it and also to making it personal to me.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really a start from scratch process. And so you were given the knowledge basis of it, but the knowledge basis was not just theory, it was also, specifically applicable to real life challenges that you wanted to look into. And so what you were learning in class was directly applicable when you were writing your essay. And then the other component I heard is in addition to the content, they also guided you in the process of, what is even a research paper's structure supposed to look like, what are the expectations and stuff like that. And then I'm wondering, given everything that you just described, how far are you in this process? And, are you looking to, work towards showcasing your paper in some way?
Yeah, so I definitely want to showcase my paper, and I think that writing a research paper is such a large process. It's not just like you write it and then you're finished. I think there's so much more you can go with this journey of publishing a research paper, and that's definitely something that I want to do myself. And so right now I'm trying to get my research paper published through maybe some international junior high school journals or conferences. And I think that I just want to explore and see how far I can take this project. And I think that there's always, areas for improvement within the research paper. So I reached out to CCIR and their admin team to help me review my paper, and they were super supportive of that. So I just shot them an email, and they helped me review the paper and help me make some edits and comments. And I think that it's super amazing how I can continue to improve my paper even beyond the program and soon hopefully get this published.
Yeah, it's almost the idea that learning doesn't stop at 14 weeks, and it's a really continuous process. And so when you have, something like the academy, with its own writing team, publication team, really support you through the process, you're able to push, I guess, your own potential to like the next level and see how far, like you said, this process can go. And so I'm wondering whether or not there's something. Um, unique about the experience that you went through that really helps you formulate your future trajectory, even, when you're thinking about college or even beyond. Um, are you planning on going into marketing or, anything related?
I would say right now, yes, but also I'm exploring a lot of different areas of study. And I think what was unique about this project specifically is it actually ties in a lot of consumer behavior and psychology even into the field of business. I think marketing goes beyond just trying to um, gain more sales or gain more numbers. I think marketing is so directed in terms of really appealing to your audience and knowing your consumer, your target. And so I think that because marketing was so unique, it kind of tied in a lot of different areas of study that I've previously had a little bit of knowledge about, but really, I really got to dive deep into this project and learn more about it. And particularly, what was unique about my project is I not only did a marketing and branding strategy analysis, but beyond that, I had to form recommendations for how the brand could grow beyond its status quo. And I think that was just so interesting because not only was I gathering literature reviews and kind of drawing inferences from them, I had to critically think and think about what brought me to how the brand is right now and how the brand specifically can grow in the future. And so this was particularly applicable to the brand Tesla. I think a lot of people knew that the brand Tesla has been growing at such a fast pace in the industry, but actually a couple months ago, it the stock started dropping, and so a lot of people were wondering, is this the end of Tesla? Um, like how why is the company dropping so quickly? They were rising for so long. And is this the end of Elon Musk? So all of these controversies were arising. And I think doing this project fit perfectly in line with this kind of timeline in the areas where I was able to explore what disadvantages did this brand have and what could they potentially do to start up back from where they are right now and grow beyond how they are right now.
So it really has its, real life impact. Um, and what I'm also hearing is that the program sort of gave you the opportunity to learn how to learn, um, and take that further, such that, maybe in the future, even if you don't decide to do marketing, in whatever field you go into, you're able to, exercise those, like you mentioned, critical thinking skills, analysis skills, put up recommendations that are really sensitive to the current, political or socioeconomic environment. Um, that's wonderful. I'm wondering if there's anything that, I didn't get to ask you about, but, you think would be important for prospective students to know about.
I would definitely say that I think CCR was a wonderful program, and I think that it's really open to your own interpretation of the course you decide to take. So CCIR itself offers so many different topics, and I think that I totally recommend it to anyone who is ambitious about a certain topic and they're passionate about, sparking their curiosity or something they're already curious about, but they want to take it further. I think CCR really fosters that growth, and I think for me, I really was able to bring my ideas to life, and I think even now that I'm close to finishing my project and trying to get it published, I think I would totally do another project again. And there's so many different fields that I'm still trying to explore. And I would definitely want to take this project further than just, like you said, the 13, 14-week program. I think there's so much more you can do. And it really helped me grow my interest. And I think it's an opportunity that you don't really get, or at least I don't really get in my high school career or journey. It's really something outside of that, and it's something that helped me kind of grow beyond what I initially had thought about myself and my interests.
Yeah, so if I could summarize what you said, it's really to lead with your own intellectual curiosity and grasp onto opportunities that let you dive deeper in a sophisticated way. Even though it's going to take a lot of hard work, it is worth it to expand your knowledge in ways that are just not as accessible in high school systems.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. Are there any last thoughts?
No, I think that wraps it up. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, great, awesome, and good luck with your showcasing process.
Thank you.